What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to World Kidney News. I am your host, Steve Belcher. What do you think about that intro? My man, give it to my man, Jared A. Brown. He created that intro for me. I was jamming on it. But thank you for tuning in to the first, because you never heard of this, no other else, Cooking with the Kidney Shelf series. You ain't never heard of that because it came from me. But no, this is going to be a great show. Before we start the show, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Kibo Health, the maker of Renal Diet. Now, this is a dietary supplement. It hasn't been evaluated by the FDA. However, this supplement, because that's what it is, a supplement, it's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or to prevent any disease. Also, not everybody's gut or microbiome is unique. So this product may not work for everyone. But let me tell you, this is a prebiotic, probiotic dietary supplement, and it helps maintain kidney function. Do your research, www.renaldiet.com. Do your own research. But I've heard amazing results from this supplement if you suffer from low kidney function. Now, let me just share a quick story, just a small bit of something that makes me keep wanting to do this. Early today, I saw that I had someone wanted to send me a message on Facebook, right? So I looked at it, and it was from September 1st. I'm not going to get into detail, but it was a hate message from a young black girl, right? And she told me the part that I want to share is that I was obsessed with spreading kidney disease. You damn right I'm obsessed with this. When it's the 9th leading cause of death in the United States, and thousands of people, in fact, over 700,000 people are diagnosed each year for kidney disease. Then she's going to go on to say that I'm not even a real nurse. So for anybody who may be watching, I didn't want to entertain that. I just blocked this person. But if anybody want to check if I'm a real nurse, just go to the Maryland Board of Nursing, okay? Maryland Board of Nursing, and look up my license, and you'll see I'm registered as a nurse in Maryland. So with that being said, let's get on to the show. Man, let me tell you, I wanted to do a show like this because I know a lot of warriors out there that may be single, married, newly diagnosed, however you may call it. They may have issues with their diet, whether it's financial, whether it's just not understanding it, whatever the case. So what I wanted to do is create a show, a series of kidney chefs, people who experience kidney disease, had a transplant, or maybe not had a transplant, but are chefs and actually living this life on cooking healthy and actually using their own experience to make their life more better, and else help other people as well dealing with this disease and maybe not dealing with this disease. So let me just share this, and then we're going to bring on Chef O. A renal diet. A lot of people may not understand what a renal diet is. Now, look, I hate to use WikiLeaks, but tonight I use WikiLeaks on renal diet. with that being said, this is what WikiLeaks says about a renal diet. It pretty much matches up. A renal diet is a diet that restricts foods which are high in sodium, potassium, and phosphorus. The diet is recommended for people with late stages of chronic kidney disease and end-stage kidney disease. The diet attempts to reduce the buildup of micronutrients in the blood in order to prevent arrhythmias, bone disorders, fluid overload, vascular calcification, and hypertension. The renal diet is restrictive. Foods such as potatoes, orange juice, tomatoes, bananas, dairy products, and processed meats should be avoided. Furthermore, foods such as orange juice, and avocados also contains a good dose of potassium. Therefore, it's recommended to be limited and or avoided. So tonight, we have them here live, all the way from Grand Rapids, Michigan, who's going to show you how to prepare Hungarian paprika chicken with rice pilaf with cranberry sauce, rice baby if you don't want the rice pilaf, and the seasoning flour that goes with this. Now, if you want the recipe to this, I have put it in the comment section. All 4 recipe ingredients to what Chef is going to do tonight. You just click on the link and it goes to a Google Drive. It's free and you can get it. Where else are you going to get this type of information at? You damn right, right? I am obsessed with this. I wouldn't have it no other as a nurse. I would be going against my moral obligation to try to prevent or reduce this atrocity of kidney disease that are affecting millions of people worldwide. Worldwide. Hey, Chris, thanks for watching. Pat, Don. So without further ado, and I'm going to give him the VIP guest welcome that he rightly deserved, all the way from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Chef O. Thank you. Chef O, how's it going?
Hey there, Steve. How we doing, bud?
Can you turn your camera around just a little bit so we can see? There you go.
Yeah,
man.
Okay.
How's everything going, Chef O?
I tell you what, Steve, it's been a very exciting week, and everything is going well. I tell you what, I have been pumped for this show. It's been now over 10 years since I've really been in front of an audience like this. This audience is huge, Steve. I have got response from some friends, 5 friends. One that's in Belgium, one in Switzerland, one in India, one in Hong Kong, and one in England. I think there's about 5 people in England that will be watching the show tomorrow because they're in bed right now. But they're going to be watching the show. And then welcome to all of you in the United States and wherever. into my home tonight where I'm going to try to please your palates, make you happy, and give you some new ideas and tips. We're going to do some tips tonight. So I am very happy to be here, Steve.
Chef O, how important is a show like this? Because again, I mean, I don't know if any show ever existed like this, but how important is a show like this for kidney warriors to know about their renal diet and how they can use alternative ingredients and still achieve the same results?
Well, Steve, over the last 37 years that I've been a kidney patient, I have tried to reach out to pharmaceutical companies, different companies, to allow me to go on the road and promote this to dialysis centers or wherever to do a show, because it's highly needed. You started your show out talking about somebody who had wrote you. I have had that same situation where somebody want to know why I put all of my time and effort into promoting organ donation or kidney food, renal meals diet, because I'm trying to do something that anyone on dialysis that can live a extra long life by being on dialysis and eating and drinking the right stuff. And over, let's say, for 37 years, I've been doing that. And me, myself, as any patient, I am a 2-time transplant recipient. My first kidney lasted 27 years, and now I'm on my 8.5 years of my second transplant. And I still promote and eat the way I've been doing for the last 37 years, trying to keep my kidney healthy. And then I try to pass it on to other people about their kidneys. And I tell you what, it's a lot of people that don't understand the reasoning behind it. No bananas, no oranges, no tomatoes, no chocolate. And that was my weakness, chocolate. So tonight, what I want to do, I'm going to show some items, but also we're going to show some tips that can make things better for you.
Okay. But let me say one thing. Just want to say one thing before we begin. Darlene Cunningham, if you're watching, you was right. You was absolutely right what you said in the feed the other day when I tried to promote the kidney disease. So I just wanted to acknowledge Darlene Cunningham. So go ahead, Chef. So tonight you're going to cook a meal or prepare what's called a Hungarian paprika chicken.
Paprika chicken. And what we're going to do is I'm going to start out with the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to make it with some rice. Now, you touched on something, Steve, about the fact that potatoes, we as a kidney patient or a person on dialysis cannot have potatoes because it's very, very high in potatoes. I don't promote it. Whenever I do cooking demonstration, I stay away from the potatoes because too many people. So what I go with rice, and that's why I call my rice baby. Rice baby. So that's what we're going to do first, and then we're going to jump into later with the cranberry rice. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk you through this rice because it's very simple and it's different than what most people do. Usually, when I do rice, I do it in the oven. Why? Because I don't want to sit there and I don't want to hog up my top of my stove by cooking and trying to watch this rice cook, and you may wind up burning it and whatever. So I do my rice in the oven. First thing I do is first I take a glass Pyrex. I take it, spray it with my Pam. I'm gonna keep adjusting this video here, my computer, so you won't be seeing.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Perfect.
You won't be seeing my ugly mug. So you didn't come on the show to see me. You come to see me cooking. So what I'm going to do is I take this Pyrex and spray it with my Pam. Okay. And when you're doing rice, remember one formula. It's just like a chemical formula. Is 2-to-1. 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. If you're going to do 4 cups of rice, 4 cups of water is 2 cups of rice. So whatever you do, remember 2-to-1. If you don't want to use water, you can use beef chicken stock. Nice low sodium chicken stock. Because you brought that up also, Steve, about the fact of trying to keep your sodium count down. Everything I'm doing tonight is having either very low sodium or no sodium. You never see me use salt in nothing I cook. Nothing, because of the hypertension and high blood pressure. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take my chicken stock or either my water, hot water, and pour it in this container. And then I'm going to put my rice in. Then I'm going to add my seasoning. And one thing you should remember, try to have a wooden spoon around. A wooden spoon stirs easy with rice, and it helps you combine, because you're going to have the water, chicken stock, butter, and your seasoning. You're going to add it and stir it all up. And once you stir it, you're going to put it in the oven. You're going to have your oven preheated at 375. I am a stinker by cooking my food at 375 because it cooks a little bit faster, but also a much tender. And you're going to cook this rice here. You're going to cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes until all the water evaporates. And then when you pull it out, it's going to be done. It's going to be done. You don't have to worry about stirring it or make sure. And then once you get it done, you're going to take it over to the sink, dump it into a strainer like this, and rinse it, because you want to get all the starch out of it. You want to get all the starch out of it so you can, you know how you get rice and it's all clumped up and all matted up like it's got glue in it? You don't want that. You take that, go to my refrigerator, and if you do it right, you're going to come out with nice, loose rice. And see, since I don't use potatoes, and I just take it and I cook up a big batch of this. I cook up probably 4 cups of it at a time, and I keep it in the refrigerator because I'm going to show you different ways to do the rice. It's not just going to be rice pilaf or whatever you do with butter, gravy, or whatever. We're going to do something different tonight, and we're going to take it and go along with it.
Yeah, that looks good, Chef.
See how loose it is, Steve? I hope your viewers can see that. It's very loose.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to take that and going to be using it in a few minutes. And like I say, once you do that, you can make different things. The one that we're going to make tonight, we're going to make it a little bit later, is cranberry rice. We're going to use cranberry juice and chopped cranberries. There's other things you can do. You can do one with a little mango juice and chopped mangoes. That's a great rice. Coconut. I love using coconuts and putting it in my rice and make a coconut rice. There's only different rices. There's probably about 20, 25 different rice you can put together to add with your meal. You don't have to have just plain rice. I know a lot of people say, really? Yes, really. Now, the one that you talked about earlier was oranges and orange juice. But you can have mandarin oranges. Mandarin orange is not that high in potassium. So I love doing a mandarin orange rice. Well, I take the rice, take mandarin orange, put in just about like 3 or 4 of them in the rice, and it'll break up and make a nice, beautiful dish to have with a fish or something like that. So you can check with your dietitian, talk to her, and she'll explain to you about mandarin oranges instead of regular orange. And that's going to be really, really good. So I think so let's go ahead and put together this cranberry rice here, Steve.
Sounds good.
Now, normally, everything starts out with the one main ingredient. You got to have it, Steve. And I tell you what, I don't think none of your customers got the world famous olive oil. They may have olive oil, but not the olive oil.
Oh, that's your very own cooking oil?
That's my very own cooking oil. Olive oil.
Oh my God. So somebody wanted to get some. Where can they get it? They can reach you by email? I used to give it away for Christmas present. But in the last, say, like 6-7 years, I haven't been giving it out because I was going through like hundreds of bottles during Christmas. And I used to give it away. But I just keep it on hand.
And I will tell you the secret of it later, but it's olive oil. It's imported from the greatest place you can import olive oil is from the hood, buddy. The only place.
Wow,
So
that is awesome.
So what are we going to do is we're going to put about a teaspoon of olive oil in here. Get your pan ready. Now, like I say, your rice is already seasoned with all your seasoning in it. We're just going to add stuff to it to make it a little bit different. What I have done, since I am with my gourmet background, Steve, I do a lot of things with wine, but when talking to people about cooking and using wine and stuff, they get a little bit overboard. So I stay away from talking about using wine because I use a lot of wines and stuff. And see, this would be good with a rosé wine, your cranberries to get plump with, and just put them in the pan. But we're just going to take it and we use cranberry juice. Nice plain old cranberry juice. And we're going to put it in the pan here. Spatula. Now, one thing I tell customers and people, this is a downfall for a lot of people. Spatula. Because, you run out to your little cheap dollar store, whatever, you buy a bunch of spatulas, you think they work. What happens when you buy a cheap spatula? Everybody have experience. You leave it in your pan and it melts. It melts.
Oh, yeah, so, I had that happen.
They had you happen. When you go out, try to find someplace that got heat-resistant spatulas. Heat-resistant spatulas, because they won't melt. And they will last forever and ever and ever. Okay? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take out the cranberry. Oh, there we go. It's going. It's cooking up. One thing I also have to warn you, Steve, and I tell your customers, your clients, and your people who watch it, never put any food in cold oil. You want the oil to get hot. You can hear it sizzling, cooking up there. Now I'm going to cook the cranberries up. Put them in here. Add a little cranberry juice to it. Just a little bit more. Here we go. All right, we're going to get this heated up. And once we get it heated up, Steve, we're going to add our rice to it.
Yes.
Oh, it's boiling right now. I mean, you can smell the cranberry juice itself cooking, and you can also smell the cranberries. Now, in the rice, like I said, you got your main ingredients, and you can put this in here. And like I say, use a wooden spoon, because wooden spoons are used mainly for rice and risotto. I love telling people when you make a risotto, always use a wooden spoon. You shouldn't use nothing else, because that's the best way to make a good risotto. If you say, oh, why my risotto not turning out? It's because you're using a other spoon. You take it and toss it around. Now, if you cannot do this at home, don't try it at home, please. Leave this to the professionals, okay? If you're going to have rice all over,
right.
You're going to have rice all over your stove, Steve. Oh, you can smell the seasoning. They got a little thyme in here and got some Mrs. Dash. Now, that's something else you're going to see me do a lot, using Mrs. Dash. I'm a big Mrs. Dash user, and I just love it because the fact of the seasoning, it's a pepper and it's no sodium. So whatever you do, make sure you get.
I can smell that through the mic.
Now, how many people you got up there? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in California. I see you out there waving, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get it. So if anybody want to ask a question, you can go ahead and do it, because I can multitask. I
do have a couple of questions. Somebody wants to know, wait a minute. Sherry Reams, thank you for watching, Sherry. God bless you. Please like our page, Urban Health Outreach Media, so you can see more shows like this. But Sherry wants to know, is cooking rice in a pressure cooker similar to cooking it in the oven?
It's a little bit different. Anytime you pressure cook stuff, you force it cooking. It don't cook freely. It's just like I can name a place that serves chicken. All their chicken is done forcefully in a pressure cooker, and you can tell the difference, the way it tastes. I like doing the natural way so it can come out. You can see the cranberries in there. You can see everything's all around and ready to go. So we're going to set this to the side. I'm going to set it in the oven right now. Right over here.
Okay. And Chef O.
Yes.
If somebody else wants to know, can they soak the potatoes overnight? That's what they were told.
Okay. They was told they can do that. And yes, you can do it. But so many people don't do it right. And the first thing I have heard when I get a phone call is, Chef, you told somebody soaking potatoes overnight, blah, 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 blah. And their potassium up because they didn't soak it right. So that's why I stay away from talking about potatoes. I stay away from it because of the fact people just don't do it right. Same way what I was saying about wines and liqueur. Like today I had for dinner, I had a almond tilapia with an amarella cream sauce. Where I took some amaretta, flamed it up, put a little heavy cream in, some regular sliver almonds, and put it on my fish. I can't tell a lot of people how to do that because first thing they do will burn themselves down. So it's very hard. Yes.
So we had another.
Go ahead.
Wait, I'm sorry, Chef, to interrupt. We had one more. We had a question from Julie. Thank you, Julie, for watching. Please like our page, Urban Health Outreach Media. You can see more other shows. But Julie do you soak fresh cranberries or dried cranberries?
Dried cranberries. I soak. Sorry, I didn't say that in a minute, but the recipe it went off the recipe a little bit, but the recipe would tell you chop cranberries. Take the cranberries, you can dry cranberries and chop them up. Using fresh frozen cranberries, they plump and they pop. They turn it to be mush. And like when I want to make a nice chutney, I want to make a nice mango chutney, and I want to use some cranberries and raisins. I plump mine. I take them and let them soak. If you've taken cranberries and raisins and stuff like that, put it in a baking item. You know, a lot of people toss them in flour or either soak them. Because if you do, it sticks into the ingredients. All your cranberries and raisins are not at the bottom of your baking item. So that's why people do that. So yes, they were dry.
Hey, Ricky, how you doing? Okay. Wow. Okay. That's awesome, Chef.
All right, let's move on to something else that I'm a very stinker of. I have a lot of these in my freezer. You know, I love doing batters. I have seasoned flours, and so I have 3 bags in my refrigerator. Man. Oh, you there? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm here.
I have 4 bags. I'm sorry. I have 4 bags of flour in my freezer, and you're gonna see why I put it in the freezer. It's seasoned flour that I use, and I make my flour as I go, and because I can take it, and you're gonna see the process and how simple it was. And where did I get this from? My master chef. My master chef, the person who taught me everything, my mom. When I was little, my mom used to do fried chicken, and she would always put the flour in our lunch bag, had brown lunch bag. We didn't have a lunch box, we had a lunch bag. She would put the flour and her seasoning, pepper and salt and everything in it, and she would drop her chicken in and shake it around. The only problem was it got wet, and what happened? The chicken may fall out. So over the years, I had to, change it up, and I used a Ziploc bag. I take a regular Ziploc bag, and right on the front of it, I write down what I have in the freezer. Chicken flour, because you got to keep it different. I don't want to put my pork in my chicken flour because of the cross-contamination. I have chicken flour, I have fish flour, I have pork flour, and I have a beef flour. Each one of them has a different ingredient in it, but mainly the main ingredients are all about the same, but each one of them got its own flavor in it. Now, like say, if I want to take my fish flour that got dill and a bunch of other stuff in, and I want to do it different, like add almonds to it, I just take my almond, toast them off, and put them in another Ziploc bag, and take a little bit and put it in that bag and toss it around. Because I just want to keep this plain. So let's make some flour here, folks. First of all, I'm going to make chicken flour today. And one thing that I use when I do chicken flour is I use the Drake's flour batter. You see that? Drake's. I don't use regular flour. Now, you can use all-purpose flour, but I use the Drake because it is a seasoning flour that's got seasoning in it. It's not a thick flour, so when you coat your item, it don't thicken up. It just leaves a nice thin coat on it. Because, you know, you go to a restaurant and you get a fish and you wonder what kind of flour they use because it's so thinly added to the flour. It's Drake's. Now, what we're going to do is take our Drake's, and I have it here in the bowl, right here. I got my Drake's, and I'm going to add some ingredients to it. This is going to be chicken flour, okay? First of all, I have some thyme, some dried, and all these ingredients are dry, okay? I have some dry thyme. You see, all right, mixing it up in there. Next, I have dry basil. The recipe has what it says that we're going to use. Dry basil. Take it, mix it up. Next, I have some sesame seeds. There. There we go. Next, I want to add a little onion powder. Little onion powder. Onion. Okay. A little onion powder. And there we got this coming together. You see all these seasoning in here. All right. Got that. And last but not least, my favorite thing to use on everything, my all-purpose, no sodium Mrs. Dash. You can't go wrong with Mrs. Dash kidney patients. It's no sodium. It's got different herbs and spices in it, and adds flavor to everything you use. Everything. It's like I said, it's an all-purpose flour. I mean, all-purpose seasoning. Got what crossed up there. All right. We got this put together. Now, what we're going to do is, I'm going to try to do it here without messing up. Where's my bag? Okay. I have to put on here chicken flour. Or should I say yardbird, Steve? What do you want me to put on here? Yardbird? There we go. Chicken flour. Now, I'm going to also put the date today. The date is, what is the date? The 6th, 9/6/20. All right. Now we got that. I'll take it and open my bag up, unzip it. Yeah, then we're going to take it, roll it back so that way you don't have to worry about hitting the edges and putting flour all over the place. Take it and dump it in. Put that in there. Coming together. Oh, I like that. I love it. Oh, you can smell the herbs and spices in here. My tongue is going crazy now. I just wanted to just eat the flour. So there we go. And voila, we have seasoned flour. There we got it right there. Now,
quick question, Chef.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Question from Kathy Mullen. She wants to know if you don't have that flour, what else can you use if no Drake's?
All purpose. Just use all-purpose flour. That's all. The reason why I use Drake's is because it doesn't stick to the item as thickly than flour does. And that's why I love using Drake's. It doesn't, you know how you get something, it just coated with flour. because the item is wet a little bit and it just get too much flour on it. Drakes don't stick like that. So that's so use all-purpose flour. You can pick that up at any place, okay? But ask for the drakes because it's not where the flour is at. I can tell you that. They don't keep it where it's flour is, mainly by the breadings, the breadcrumbs and stuff like that. So we got
one more question, Chef.
Go ahead.
One more question. Does the Drake seasoned chicken mix have sodium in it?
It has some sodium. Some. Everything you use in life has some sodium. I'm going to go through and look at the box. It's got a 25% sodium in that whole bag. So you say you're going to only use not even a couple of teaspoons of it. So once you make what you're going to make, it's going to be it's 14, how many cups in here? It's 9 cups in here. And if you take it and break it down to the number of sodium, you're looking at probably less than almost 100, a little bit, no, less than 100. Ooh, I'm way off. So you're talking about, my math's not too good. It's not a very high number of sodium in the whole, in each serving, but in the whole box, it's like 500 milligrams.
Sure.
Okay.
Now let me ask you, Don Kirkowski wants to know, can you use cornstarch in place of flour?
No. Okay, let me back up. I shouldn't say that like that. I'm a big fan of not using cornstarch in nothing. I don't like using cornstarch. It leaves an awful flavor, and I can tell you, I never use cornstarch in anything, and especially when you come to a breading. I never have tried that. So that's something totally new for me because I never use it. My mom only used it in making different desserts or something like that. But far as putting it in flour, no, you're talking about a whole different flavor. My main thing is taste. I'm looking for a taste. Cornstarch got a taste of its own because, in fact, if I want to use something to thicken, I use arrowroot. I don't use cornstarch. I use arrowroot. Arrowroot is about the same thing, less than cornstarch, but also it's thickened quicker than cornstarch. So, all right, let me get this out the way and get ready for, let's do a chicken, Steve. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do a chicken. We got to get chicken. First off, you got to start out with your olive oil. Just about, okay.
Hey, Chef.
Yes, sir.
You may want to think about bringing that olive oil back up because several people had mentioned that they need to get a jar of that. So you may want to think about that.
You know what? I had a company that made them for me. They made them in something like 8-ounce bottles. In fact, I still got all the bottles and the labels. I have and what I was doing, I put them in a little box and ship them out. And I
we're going to talk later.
Okay, you're going to get some started here, Steve.
You know it.
So, okay, the next thing we're going to put together, Steve, is our chicken. Okay, I got a boneless, skinless chicken breast right here. And you know, what is the biggest problem people have with chicken breast when they go to cook it? Look at that chicken breast. Look how thick it is right here. And look how thin it is down here. And a lot of people, when they cook it, they fry it and fry it and fry it. And what happened? This here wound up being real tough. And this here probably not be done. So
right.
So the first thing I do.
Keep coming back, Sherry.
Okay. We're going to take my gloves off because what I'm going to get ready to do here is saran wrap. I got saran wrap. We're going to tear us off a piece of saran wrap, Steve. Just enough to cover the chicken. Just enough to cover the chicken. Come on, saran wrap. Cut up. And we're going to put it over the chicken. Now, you probably didn't notice. I have to redo this again so you can see it, so everybody can see it. I put it with the skin side. See the skin side? That's the back side of it. I put it with the skin side up. We put the saran wrap over it. And what we're going to do with it, we're going to get mad at the chicken. And we're going to pound it.
Never even thought about that.
Huh?
I never even thought about beating the chicken up like that.
Yeah, you just take it and pound it because you want it to be evenly measured all the way across. See? And if you don't do it like that, now you're going to take a look at this. Look how nice and thin that is all the way down. Okay?
Wow.
Okay? All right. You want to take her, Steve? Take off the saran wrap.
I'm back here licking my chops.
What we're going to do, Steve, drop it in that flour. We're going to take all the air out of it, ziplock it, and away we go. Tumble, tumble, tumbling, 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 tumbling. Get them doggies moving. Let's move on.
Hey, Chef.
Yeah.
Sherry Ream said, oh my God, wow. She does hammering with her chicken breast, and her friend said she was loco. So that is something that chefs do. They hammer the chicken flat like that.
Yeah, because you want it even all the way across. Now, as I take this out of here, you're going to see, I must put it over the, look how lightly that is. See how light that is? Got flour on it, and it's flavorful because you got all them seasoning in that flour. You get, and oh, the flour is nice and the oil is nice and hot. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, Steve, I'm gonna take and roll this up, get all the air out of it, ziplock it, and I'm taking it, put it in my little shelf in my freezer. Why freezer? Because I want it to stay frozen. Because if I put it in the refrigerator, it'll get moist in there, and then it's gonna start lumping up. So you can keep it in the freezer. And how many days gonna last you? Probably about 2 months. I mean, you can sit in there, but I don't. I go through it so quickly, Steve. So I got my oven set at preheated at 375, Steve. The chicken. What I'm doing now, I'm gonna sear it. Sear the chicken. I'm not gonna cook it. I'm gonna sear it. And what searing is, I'm gonna brown it on one side, flip it over, and let it go in the oven, and let it cook the rest of the way in the oven because it makes the chicken tender. It makes it tender if you do it like that. You don't. So a lot of people wonder why their chicken is so crispy and tough on the top, because you're sitting there cooking it, and you don't need to flip it 50,000 times. Once I get this nice and cooked, I didn't have it high enough. That's why it's not cooking. Goofed up there, Steve. I didn't have it high enough, but it's cooking. And what you want to do is you want to get your chicken cooking at a high temperature. Oh, you can smell the herbs and spices in that flour already. So we put a lot of good stuff in. Yeah. You guys can see the recipe, you'll understand what this is like. So with that in mind, I'm gonna wash my hands over here.
Man, I wish I was in your kitchen right now.
Once we get through this pandemic and this virus, Steve, I'm gonna hit the road again. And if I'm in your area, in fact, I'm coming to Baltimore.
When?
You have a trio group there. I was supposed to be there in April speaking, but it got canceled because of the virus. And I am still on schedule. When they reschedule the trio group, I will come to your place, and you and I'm going to throw down for you, okay?
Oh, awesome. You always welcome. You always welcome at our place.
See what I'm saying about searing it? Look how nice and brown it was in just that short time.
Oh, man. Okay. You make that look easy.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it in the pan again. It's done. I'm going to put it in my oven. Okay?
Guys, share this broadcast. You can't get this nowhere else. we're talking about 9:50 p.m. at night. You ain't going to get no good cooking like this from no other network other than the Urban Health Outreach Media Network. Share this video.
for kidney. You know, you can't find, no, you won't find it for kidney. I have talked about making videos, and so dialysis unit can have them to cook their, you know, so patient can watch how to cook food while they're on the machine. And they, no, they don't want to do that. Oh, yes, they do. People want to do things, and I know for 4 years I sit on the machine, and I
Yep,
thought
Sherry.
different ways or different things we're going to do. Now we're going to make a Hungarian chicken, Steve. Okay.
Okay.
We already got a chicken, got it breaded, got it in the oven. And these are things you can do instead of sitting there flipping the chicken and wondering about what kind of space you got. Look what I got on the stove right now. Nothing but my saute pan for my vegetables, for my sauce, because everything is in the oven. Everything's in the oven. So let the oven do the work for you. Don't sit there and stirring rice over here and flipping chicken back here. Let everything work in the oven, and then put your main ingredient lead. Because, you know, you're talking about we got about less than 10 minutes. We're coming down to the finish line.
Hey, Chef.
Yeah.
What temperature should the oven be?
375.
375. You
Yes,
preheat it to 375, correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Okay. Here we go. I got what we're gonna start out with, Steve. I got some onions here. Ooh,
just regular onions?
No, I got purple onions, Steve. Yeah, purple onions, and I have some red and yellow bell peppers. Okay. And when you cook these, you just want to cook them just a little bit, get them lightly cooked. Look at that. Oh my God.
Man. Oh, stop, Chef, stop. You're making me drool from the mouth.
That's what I want to do, Steve. Okay, and now don't want to overdo these now. So I'm gonna turn this down, get it ready. I'm adding my paprika, Hungarian paprika. Make sure you can find some Hungarian paprika, okay? Oh, coming out Hungarian. Now I'm going to add just a little Mrs. Dash. Dash away all. That's what we call it. And then now, my last but least, I'm going to add some. I know we're not supposed to use many dairy items, but I try to use low fat or light dairy, and I'm only going to use a little bit. Okay.
Now, would they need to measure that when they do this dairy? You know, you say you're not supposed to use dairy, but when they do this and they use it, do you recommend a certain amount?
I think in the recipe, Steve, I got a half a cup, but this is for 4 chicken breasts. So the 1 chicken breast I got, I wouldn't even say an eighth of a cup. So like a tablespoon.
Okay. Guys, if you want the recipe to this Hungarian paprika chicken, it's in the comment section. If you want to reach Chef O, you can email him at hchefo@aol.com. And we broadcasting live from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay, now let's get ready to do this up. See, we got food that's got to get out of here. Okay. Where's my towel at? First of all, I want my rice baby. Where is it at? There we go.
Oh, Chef O, is there a substitute for the dairy?
One thing about it, you can use a skim or milk. That's about the only thing I can say. That's about the only thing. Yeah, you have to use it. Okay, here we go.
I hope we answer your question, Lisa.
Okay, I got my broccoli here. I'm gonna take it and add my rice to it.
Man, Man, that looks good.
You can see the cranberries in here. You can smell it, Steve. I mean, we're going to come up with a way where we can start piping smell through the laptop computers. So when you cook something, you can really smell it. Okay, I got that. Now, whenever I do my meals, I like separating the one thing from the other. So that way, I don't have to worry about it touching. Like I have a sauce here. The sauce is not that. Okay, there we go. Where's my towel? And the chicken is done, Steve. Ta-da. There you got the chicken, nice brown chicken breast right there. I'm taking, set it over there. Let me see if I can raise this up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, there we go. You see how that rice is sitting in there? Now I'm going to take it and put my paprika. Oh, the paprika and the little sour cream. I mean the low fat. And like I say, the only thing I can research, I don't know if they have a powder milk or something you can use, but if you don't want to use a dairy, I will use just a plain chicken stock. Just toss it in chicken stock if you don't, without the dairy, and just do it like that. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here's our meal for the evening. Now, how many people? All right, everybody out there that wants this, raise your hand.
Give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. If you're watching in the watch party, give us a thumbs up if you like this.
If you like it, just tell me. And if I'm in your area sometime, you say, hey, I want that chicken you got with some peppers and peppers.
Oh, my God, that looks good.
Yeah, and you can see.
Man, you made me want to go ahead and go get an airplane ticket right now and catch a quick flight over there to Grand Rapids.
Okay. Steve, I want to tell everybody, like I say, if we do this again, I want to make sure it's nice and easy, something that's tasty, but also I want to make it nutritional for you. Because like I say, with being a transplant kidney patient, there's so much we have to watch, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble. And like I say, over my 35 years of doing this, I've had so many people misinterpret things, so I stay away from it. And the rice is one of the good things that, somebody said, the pepper look good? It does. Thank you. Because you want to do them just right with a nice and light. You don't want to burn them, or you don't want to make them mushy. You want to make them just what we call in the cooking world el dente, just where they just little bent in them. And that way you can taste them and they got crunch in the same way. I'm going to show people how to do vegetables. I want to show them how to cook nice steamed vegetables. I brought my toy out, and I know a lot of you, before we do, go out and get you one of these, and I show you how to work it and use it, because a lot of people boil their vegetables and green beans and broccoli. These are steamed green beans. That's why they are so green right now. They are nice and green because they are steamed. They are not boiled. So when you boil stuff, you boil all the nutrition out of it, and when you go to eat it, you just want to drink the juice that it was in. Okay, so just we're gonna be doing a lot of different things. I don't do that.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't do that much beef. I try to do different items, and during my years of doing cooking competitions, I love doing competition, and I love doing the things I've done. And being retired now, it gives me more time to promote what I do and share it with people. And I love sharing, because my dad told me when I was a kid growing up, he said, son, if you ever make it in the world, whatever you do, and you climb that ladder, turn back and grab somebody and pull them up with you. Show them what you have done. Show them how to be successful. Show them how to be the person that you are, because you will make some people happy. And I'm very happy, and I'm blessed, Steve. I am very blessed.
Can you show us that plate again? Hold it up. Oh, man. So you got the rice with cranberry sauce. the paprika, the chick. Oh man, that looks so good. You made me want to go out right now and try to find something like that.
You won't find it, Steve. You don't find them unless you're going to a nice Hungarian restaurant.
Oh my God.
But
Wow.
I want to thank all your guests. I mean, all your people watching. I want to thank them for the questions. You know how to get in touch with me. You can go to hchefo at AOL if you have another, or you just come and join me on Facebook. Just go look up Oliver Hale H and just say, hey, I want to see this guy. All right. And just, I want to get to know him. And if you need a recipe, write me and tell me what you want and what you're looking for. I don't care what it is. You tell me and you tell me your restriction, and I can critique it to where you want it. And it is free. I'm not charging you for nothing. My time.
Y'all hear that? It's free. FREE. Just
free.
like the broadcast are. And all we need is for people to share so other kidney warriors who don't know what's going on can get the same information like everyone else, so we can continue to spread the word and try to decrease this kidney disease.
And people ask me, Steve, so many times, why you do what you do, Chef? Why you give your time up to it? I done had 2 families lose loved ones. They have lost 2 loved ones, 2 families, to make my life what it is today. And I'm standing here because 2 families decide to donate their loved one's organ to make my life so I can continue doing what I'm doing. And I am very grateful. So,
now, Chef, do you do vegan recipes as well?
I do. Vegan, diabetics, I can do anything you ask me. All I just need to know, what are you looking for?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat that. Vegan. Thanks for asking that question, Sade. I hope everything's going well.
Sade, thank you. I hope you can get in touch with me and I'll hook you up with what you're looking for.
You got a lot of responses, Chef.
Well, I am very happy. I see a lot of, hey, Barb, I know Barb. Barb, we go way back on a plane trip from Dallas to where we go, one in Minnesota, I think. But these are people I met and shared my life story with. And like you say, talking about transplant and kidney failure. And they was interested. So I am very happy.
So, and you do, Dawn Kirkowski, she was on our show yesterday on Smashing Kidney Disease. Thanks again for coming on, Dawn. She's a 20-year transplant recipient. She says we need recipes for diabetes and renal failure. Do you have any?
I have tons. In fact, I'm gonna let you know now, Steve. My goal was to make a renal cookbook with / being a diabetic. So that way you see the recipe, you go down, it'd be a renal recipe, and the bottom is that if you're diabetic, take out this, and add this. It's going to be all on one page.
Right. Wow.
That's what I want to do.
And that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
We're going to put it together, Steve. I'm going to work on it.
Chef, wow. So, I mean, you hit it at just about an hour too. Wow.
So you see what I used to do, and like I say, for doing this for 11 years on TV, and it was an honor. But I'm used to having 3, 4, 5 cameras around, and a floor director, and people pointing me here, pointing me there, and an audience. Noah's not here because if they was here, they would be getting this plate right now. So,
oh man, I wish I was there.
So you know what I'm having for a late night dinner, don't you?
Hungarian paprika.
Okay. So thank you, Steve. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope to hear from you soon, and we'll do this again, Steve. We'll talk about it. Okay.
Oh, absolutely, Chef. Absolutely. Again, anybody want to reach out to you? It's Chef O is at hchefo at AOL.com, correct?
Yes, that's how you can get in touch with me. Or like say, you can go to Facebook and just join Chef. Go to Oliver Hale, and there I'm there. So I want to thank everybody. And thank you, Steve, for doing what you've done. I really enjoyed it. And I hope I did okay, guys. And you can write me and tell me if I did. Can I know you will. I know you will write me and say, you stink, okay?
No, man, this was a great show, Chef O. I just want to thank you seriously because honestly, I didn't know how this was going to turn out. It's not like I sit down and try to come up with this stuff. It's like the spirit, it just comes out of nowhere. I can't explain it. You have to be in my shoes to understand why I do what I do with all the posts, all the awareness, tagging people, just putting this information out there like I'm a madman, because it's like the spirit tells me to do it, and I just do it.
Well, Steve, you're doing a good thing, and we both in the same boat. Well, we believe in what we do and believe in helping those who cannot help themselves. And my life, and like I say, what we have, my parents taught me and things that I go through, and I learned to always give back. What's the saying? To the world, I may be one person, but to one person, I could be the world.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Thanks. So thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Chef O. I'll be talking with you again. Thank you for taking the time out and preparing this beautiful meal for us that's easy to make, and that, you know, these kidney warriors can use if they want to try it on their own. And again, guys, the recipe are in the comment section of the show in the beginning. So you got to kind of scroll back to the beginning of the comments.
Okay, well, thank you, Steve. And like I say, you guys know how to get in touch with me. And if you want me to do something else on the show, write me and we'll put it together, okay?
Sounds great. Thanks, Chef O. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, I will. Thanks, Steve. Good night.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Guys, this was awesome. Like I said, this was the first ever cooking with the Kidney Chef series. And again, what I wanted to do, something is not done. I mean, you see these type of recipes in the DeVita books or online, but you don't actually see a kidney warrior who had a transplant that's practicing it, and that's a chef prepared so other kidney warriors can know how to eat well. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want to see more of this, please give me a thumbs up. Let us know. The whole month, each Sunday, we're going to have a different chef. Next Sunday, I hope to have Chef Brian Bortley. And then after that, I hope to have Chef Juvan Chaffee out of Miami, Florida. Now, he goes to people's house like a personal chef. I saw something on Facebook. He was in someone's house, and he was cooking right in front of them. Fire and everything on the salmon. I can't pronounce that L. It's silent. But, yeah, so he's going to be on the third week, and hopefully the fourth week we'll find another chef or have Chef O back on. But thank you guys for watching. I love you. Again, I know you may see a lot of stuff, erratic posting on education for kidney disease. I may even tag a lot of you guys, but I just need to get this information out so it can go beyond Facebook and to other mediums so people can know about kidney disease. I don't want them to know about me. I just want them to know about kidney disease. I'm just the vessel to deliver that. And, you know, look, I went into the Army right after high school. I signed up for the delayed entry program at 16. I graduated from high school, went right into the military, 10 days later as a cavalry scout, as a grunt, as infantry, no medical knowledge, wasn't even thinking about nursing, a grunt. You know, if a war comes, I'm the main one on the front line. And this is when the East-West German border was up. So I say that to say, from high school, barely graduating, going into the military, and to be right here today as a registered nurse to educate on kidney disease, I'm humbled. And I just thank God. I'm grateful. And I'm going to continue to do all I can to give you and everyone else who wants to know about kidney disease education, prevention, awareness, whether it's transplant, peritoneal, home dialysis, hemodialysis, in-center, home hemo. We're going to do everything we can. When I say we, I'm talking about Urban Health Outreach Media, Tamika Gaines, my partner, Jerry Brown, Dawn Edwards, Lisa Baxter, Uncle Jim, James Myers, Renaldo Alexandra, Bella, Audrey Langston Hughes. And then we're about to add on several more shows that it's a surprise. I can't tell you, but we're going to add on 2 more shows. So we're just trying to hit it from every angle possible. All we just need is people to come, watch the show, get educated. This is all evidence-based information. We're not making this up. It's evidence-based information. So thank you again for watching. We love you guys. We're going to keep coming back. At least I'm going to keep doing this until the day I die or till the day I stop breathing and God takes me away from this earth. I'm going to be here. So I can't speak for anyone else, but if I was, I would believe I speak for everyone else here at Urban Health Outreach Media. They're going to be here as long as they can to deliver the information that needs to be delivered. So thank you guys again. Thank you to our sponsor, Kibo Biotech, makers of Renal. Again, it hasn't been evaluated by the FDA, but that doesn't mean anything. The FDA is just the feds. It's a lot of supplements that haven't been evaluated that people use. And this is a prebiotic, probiotic. So just to make it clear, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or to prevent any disease. And also, everyone's gut microbiome is unique. So this product may not work for everyone, but I know a lot of people, well, I don't know personally, but there are a lot of testimonies that says this product has been good to them. One is James Fabian, host of Dad Vice TV. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. I got 3 more comments. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you. I thank everyone for watching. Bridget, Dawn, it's so many people. Sherry, Lisa Baxter, the Lisa Baxter Show. She was just on. Great show. Marchita Alvarado. Man, I saw a lot of new people. Sade, thank you. Barbara McNamara. Kathy, Lisa, Lynn, and I saw a gentleman, Calvin, everybody. If I missed your name, Sherry, thank you again for watching. I got Chef's old information if you'd like to reach out to him. But again, guys, thank you. Share this broadcast. We love you. Take care, and God bless. See y'all guys later. And stay tuned for tomorrow night for Bella, Sisters Against Kidney Disease. Tuesday, Finding Your Will to Survive with Renaldo Alexandra. And I'm going to have a special broadcast at 9 o'clock. It's special. So definitely tune in. We're going to have royalty in the house Tuesday night at 9:00. Mark my word. Some R&B royalty. We'll see you then. God bless you guys. Stay strong, stay blessed, and encouraged. Peace and good night.
Uh-huh.